What's up, everybody? Cannon Hotep back at it again with the work, Griff. I wish I had my soundboard so I could give y'all the Don DeMarco. You know what I mean? Anyway, we're going to give a few minutes to let some people get in. If you're new, hit the like, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification icon. It'll let you know when I got new content coming out. Please share this stream. Let people know we live. If you're catching the replay, leave a comment. Let me know how I'm doing. Just say hello. Help me beat this algorithm, man. The more comments, the better. Leave some constructive criticism. What's up, Emmanuel? Yo? What's going on? Hopefully, I sound a whole lot better than I did in the stream last night. We got J Pylon in the. See what J Pylon doing. Hold on, y'all. Hold up. Give me 1 second, y'all. There we go. All right, we back. Let's see. What up, Steph? What's going on? Shout out to the Rallions and the motherships. Oh, man. Well, shit, y'all got some insight into how I think sometimes. I just be worried about it. If you ain't caught the stream last night, I advise y'all guys to go check out the Hotep's Been Told You After Party. You can catch that on the Cannon Hotep YouTube channel, or you can catch it on Hotep TV on Rumble. I mean, all right. There we go.
What's good, Cannon?
What up,
Can
Jay?
How you living?
Yeah, I can
I
hear
see
you.
you sounding a little bit
Doing
better.
all right.
Yeah, you
Yeah, I
sounding a
feel a
little
whole
better
lot better. I
today.
see you got the little one with you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Shout
I
out to
drank that tea
the
with the turmeric
Raelians
and
and the
the apple cider
motherships.
vinegar.
Yeah, I said shout out to all the Raelians and the motherships out there holding it down.
Yo, it's coming for me. I'm just saying. I mean, pylon. That's what Emmanuel calling you right now, man. Yo, first
Yeah,
off, yo,
man. What's up?
for all my sneakerheads out there, right? What's wrong with the Retro One mids? What's the
The
problem
who?
with the Jordan Retro
Oh, the
One mids?
sneakerheads.
Yeah. So apparently all the sneakerheads they like, nah, the mids ain't where it's at. You want to get the OG highs and all this other stuff. And I'm like, but what's the difference? They look the exact same. They made the exact same. What's the difference between the mids and the highs? Right? In some cases, I think the mids look better. In some cases, I think the mids look so much better. I mean, like, I don't understand it, y'all. Somebody explain that to me in the chat. Yeah, I mean, I love the mids. Right now, I got a
You
pair of
didn't burn
mids
your
on
pair?
right now.
You're
Huh?
not burning none of your pairs? Yeah, I said you're
What am I,
not burning
Jordans?
none of your pairs? You keeping them all?
What am I?
Yeah.
What am I, Jordans? Man, fuck
Set them
F these
ablaze.
kids. F these kids. Look, y'all, I got a pair on right now. I got a pair of ones on right now. Right? I only got it on one foot because I still got the boot on.
Oh, that's fancy.
But the thing about it is, people like the mids. They ain't. I'm like, but they look the same, and in some cases, the mids look better, in my opinion. Anyway, I don't get it. Maybe I'm an old head. You know what I mean? Like I like my sneakers and I like my shoes and stuff, but I'm like, I couldn't pass these joints up. I like these joints is dope. You know what I mean, anyway, so I'm looking through trending right on Twitter, and I see that Nathan Dahm is trending, right? And Jon Stewart trending. So apparently they had a whole talk. And Jon Stewart was taking Nathan Dahm to task regarding the Second Amendment, and Nathan Dahm wasn't prepared for it. I'm gonna just say it like that. He wasn't prepared for the talk, bro. You know what I mean? Emmanuel said he hate new sneakers, too many colors. He wasn't prepared for it, yo. So I'm sitting there and I'm listening to it, and Nathan Dahm, like he could have, like the argument could have went so much different, right? So basically, Jon Stewart sitting there talking about, well, you know, why are you like so you don't think we need gun control, right? You know, he says, well, with 400 million guns in America, gun crime has gone up, right? And he basically was like, so why don't we need gun control, essentially, right? What's up, Course? And I'm sitting there just waiting for Nathan Dahm to, take him to task, school him, right? He couldn't do it. He couldn't do it. He was stuttering and stammering. And I'm just sitting there and I'm laughing as I'm watching, but at the same time, like, he's a lawmaker and he should be able to articulate himself a whole lot better. Morgan says Nathan Dahm is a local state senator to me. He is great on a lot of things. Should watch his interview with Pierce Morgan. No, I understand that. I just wish he could have articulated himself better with Jon Stewart. Now, it could have been the fact, I don't know, maybe, I don't know if Jon Stewart was intimidating to him or what, but he just didn't represent the two-way all that well in that interview, right? And then you have, what's the dude named Krasenstein? He doing his stupid ass pandering again, gaslighting, and I'm just
Yeah,
sitting
I
there.
seen him this morning. What was he going on? I saw him this morning.
Yeah, he was going off on Nathan Dahm. So this is the thing about gun control, guys. In a perfect world, gun control works. In a perfect world, right? In a perfect world, too much crime. Let's take away guns from the, let's take away the guns from the bad people, right? Let's force all the bad people to turn their guns in, right? In a perfect world. But we don't live in a perfect world, right? Everything look good on paper until you get to a real life application. And that's how I would have told it to Jon Stewart. I'm like, all right, Jon Stewart, let's just say we pass these gun control measures. Now what? Now what, Jon Stewart? So now that you pass these gun control measures, what are you going to do to take these guns away from the criminals? All right? What are you going to do to take the guns away from these criminals? Because see, it's cities like Chicago, New York, right? New Jersey, Maryland, California. They got all the gun control. It's like a gun control lobbyist wet dream there. They got all of the laws that they want to make federal, right? These states got all the laws that they want to make federal. Look at Baltimore. Look at Chicago. Look at New York. Look at parts of California. That shit ain't helping, right? Here in Maryland, I can speak for us. Got some of the strictest gun control laws on the books. Period. 330 murders a year, consistently, or more. Why ain't our gun control laws working? You know why? Because the criminals ain't going to the gun store and doing a background check to get no gun. They stealing them. They robbing people, right? They got their girlfriends going to get it for them. They go in backdoor trunk sales and all this other stuff, which are all illegal. All that shit's illegal to do. But they still do it. You know why? Because they don't give a fuck about gun control.
They're not using Discover card.
Yeah, they ain't using no Discover cards. You feel me? They ain't using no Discover cards. You know what I mean? Using Klarna, right? They doing backdoor deals for that shit. So my question would have been, instead of answering Jon Stewart's question about gun control and the statistics, say, okay, that's what your statistics say. But on the street, how that shit gonna work? How it's gonna work in practice, John? How you gonna go about getting them guns out of the criminals' hands? Thing is, you can't. But you know what you can do? You can make you can make you can. You can make it so that every law-abiding citizen has the means to protect themselves. That's what you can do. You can make it so every law-abiding citizen has the means to protect themselves, because all gun control do is hamstring the law-abiding citizen. In Baltimore, why I got to go through all these hurdles to get my concealed carry license, to get a HQL so I can purchase a gun, all this other shit, just to protect my life. Meanwhile, the criminal don't care. They filling out no 7743 or 7744R. Nah. And then they out here preying on the weak. They preying on the victims. You know what I mean? They preying on the law abiding. That's how that shit works. Gun control don't work in any practice. You know the only thing gun control is good for? Gun confiscation. The only thing a gun registry is good for? Gun confiscation. What up, Sauce? What's up, Montoya? Emmanuel says, how much of gun crime is simple state line statistics? That's a good question. I had to get back to you on that one. Right? But Sauce got a point too. The streets don't care about them stats. You know what I mean? You'll say he's getting a little mad in before work. But that's the thing. You know, we could go through those stats and the figures, but the streets don't care about it. That's the real world. The main thing about it is we can talk about all these gun laws. All they're going to do is hamstring the law-abiding citizens, period, full stop. Right? So the question still remains, John Stewart. You got the gun laws that you want. Like I said, go look at Chicago. Go look at New York. Right? That's true. That's what they were doing. That's what John Stewart was doing in the interview. He was using statistics for misleading purposes. Saul says we all know a motherfucker on the streets want a gun, they go and obtain a gun. That's true. And that's my point. Right? We could look at the FBI statistics, right? And we could make those statistics fit our narrative on each side of the argument. The thing about it is how do you implement your gun control? Short of going door to door and doing a confiscation. You can't. 400 million guns in America, you ain't getting them all. Right? Now, I agree with Dahm when he said, basically he said an armed society is a polite society, right? An armed society is a polite society. The more law-abiding citizens that are strapped up, I think that's going to help deter crime from going up. You know what I mean? Right? So I said I'd be damned if I let gun control have me out here butt naked. And criminals still got their blasters. Yeah. Yeah. Steph says gun control is population control. You know what I mean? Like it's just certain things that people don't really look at when it comes to these arguments. Everybody uses stats and figures, and sometimes anecdotal evidence is a good option or a good argument as well, or a good tool. Like I say all the time, shit can look good on paper until you get into the meat and potatoes of it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So, like I said, you can pass the law. You can pass your assault weapons ban. You can pass your magazine ban, right? You can pass your micro stamp rule, right? You could put your AR pistols. You can put AR pistols and stuff on uh, uh, the NFA, right? The registry. Only people that's going to do that. The only people that's going to do that is the only people that's going to do that is the law-abiding citizens. The only people that's going to take their pistol braces off are the law-abiding citizens. The only people that's going to throw away their bump stocks are law-abiding citizens. The only people that's going to go through the 16-hour class in Maryland, the only person that's going to go through the 4-hour class in Maryland, pay the $400 to get this gun permit, are law-abiding citizens. The criminals ain't doing it. So when you pass all this gun control like Maryland has, like New York has, like Chicago has, How you enforce it, right? Emmanuel says, I would challenge Jon Stewart on a different front. Why would statistics from New York be a determining factor for how people in Texas live? Hey, that's a good, hey, hey, I like that, right? Right? But you're right. You know what I mean? But let's look at Texas. Let's look at like Dallas. What's Dallas crime look like compared to Baltimore City? Right? They got constitutional carry. Arizona got constitutional carry, right? Let's just say Scottsdale, right? Well, let's take Phoenix, Phoenix proper. What's Phoenix gun crime look like compared to New York or Chicago or Baltimore? Who got stricter gun laws, right? When you look at those statistics, you see that Baltimore fucking supersedes them dramatically when it comes to gun crime. To a point where it's a badge of honor for these niggas around here. You know what I mean? It's like you like it's just what it is, you know, is the people that's getting robbed in the street. They ain't got no gun because they can't have them without going through all these hoops and hurdles. Criminals don't give a shit about them hoops and hurdles. So when you pass these gun control measures and then you go, oh shit, crime still didn't go down. Oh shit, crime is still going up. What up, DMW? All right. Then what's next? Are we coming to get the AR-15s? Funny part is handguns are the biggest fucking problem. But you're coming for AR-15s. We got Robert Banks in the building. Gun control is designed to fail so more gun control can be enacted. That I wish I had the Don DeMarco for that. And that's what I'm getting to. That's the point I'm getting to. Now you ban the AR-15. Oh shit. Gun crime still going up. People still in Chicago murdering each other, right? These school shootings still happening, which you know how we think. That's some treadstone shit, right? For most part. What's left? Only thing left now is that we got to come take them all. Now we got to take them all. And guess what, guys? Because you let them vote in a gun registry, because you let them vote in a gun registry, right? Now guess what? Now they know where to go to get everything. Now they know where to go to get everything. So when this law fails and this law fails and this law fails, all right, we need everybody to register their guns. And then, like I said, the law-abiding citizens, because they don't want to become felons, they're going to register their guns, right? Damn, another shooting happened, but we just registered all our guns. You just banned AR-15. Oh well, he didn't use an AR-15 this time. He used a Smith and Wesson. He used a Glock. He used a shotgun. What your boy Joe Biden say? Get a shotgun. All right, well, we need to ban all semi-automatic shotguns and high capacity and no tube extensions. You only limit it to 5 shots out your shotgun, right? Another one happened. Oh man, they used the Glock 23. All right, well, no more magazines with more than 5 round capacity. Inside of the Ages coming through with the $15 super chat. Says, this is for loving our Bill of Rights with your actions. I appreciate you. It is so important for us to divorce from these systems. We need to stop using Visa. We need to figure out our own monetary system. I hear that, bro. I hear that. I wish I had the Don DeMarco for that. What up? We got Ricky Bascom in the building. Said Cannon cooking. Emmanuel says they want to keep pushing gun regulations. Meanwhile, we have railroads from 1792. You're right. They don't want no infrastructure, but they want to get rid of that shit too. You think they want that traditional railway? They pushing Green New Deals. They pushing electric cars, right? They pushing electric cars. You think they want a traditional railway? They want diesel engines and shit like that? Nah, they want all that shit to happen. They want to put. They want to get rid of. I guarantee they want to get rid of the rail system or the railway business as it is today. But that's another conversation for another day. We still talking about this gun control shit. Bottom line is this: gun control is bullshit. Period. It don't work. We see it every time a shooting happens. We see it every time we hear some news coming out of Baltimore or Chicago. Gun control don't work. All gun control is people control. That's it.
Right. And you know that what they harp on over there on Twitter and those other spots, they're always saying responsible gun owners. Yeah, that's the
Right.
law-abiding citizens that's not out there in the streets shooting and blasting up everything. That's the law-abiding citizens
Right.
that's not out there heading to the nightclubs or heading to these schools or heading to any other spots. The responsible gun owners that you keep on targeting with all these laws, you're just trying to, inhibit them from practicing their own Second Amendment. But in the long run, you're right. It's not going to get anything done because we don't live in a utopia.
Right.
We live in a cruel society where there's people that are sick in the head and they're going to do stuff that's criminal, regardless of how many laws are put in place, how many little posters, how many sayings, how many bumper stickers we've got out here. It's not going to
Yep.
stop or inhibit the criminal-minded person from carrying out evil actions. Evil people do evil things, and that's one of the
Exactly.
things that they can't get through their head. Evil people are going to do evil things, and people that are on the side of righteousness and good, guess what they're going to do from day to day? They're going to choose to do right from wrong on a day-to-day basis because that's our choice. We have this free will that exists with us. Any of us could pull a stunt and go out there wilding out, but we choose on a daily basis to do what's right rather than to choose to do what's wrong. But there's other people out there that's mentality is I'm gonna do dirt, I'm gonna do evil, I'm gonna do wrong,
Yep.
and then that's what they do.
Yep.
And you cannot take that instinct away from them, even if you were to ban every single gun on this planet. Their instinct to do wrong will still exist, whether it's with their hand, their foot, their fist, some poison, a bomb, or whatever else they could get their hands on. That becomes an assault weapon, a baseball bat, you know,
Yep.
go down the itinerary of items that criminals could use for harming others. Jim Jones took Flavor Aid and killed 1,000 people. We were talking last night about Heaven's Gate. They took some
Yeah.
applesauce, mixed it with some poison, and eliminated 38 of themselves. You get the right person with the right evil mindset, they're going to do harm to others or themselves.
That's facts, man. What's up, Trish? We got Trish in the building. What's going on? Ricky B says, well, first Inside of the Ages says, gun control is racist. He's right. Gun control was created for black folks, right? They didn't want us carrying guns, right? So a lot of people don't understand that. Ida B. Wells even said it herself. She said that above every fireplace should be a Winchester shotgun. That's what she said, right? A Winchester rifle, right? On top of that, back when they wanted to deter black people from voting, what they do? They send the KKK in to scare black folks out of the voting polls, right? You know who was protecting their husbands while they went to vote? The wives. The wives were there with the rifles at the polling places, making sure their husbands can vote, keeping the KKK at bay, right? They said the house with the rifle was the house with the rifle was the one that didn't have a cross in the yard. You know what I mean? They created gun control to keep us from getting guns, and they're still creating gun control to keep us from getting guns. You know what I mean? Ricky B said gun control also creates criminals out of thin air. The folks that have guns legally but are unaware of laws that change. You're right. You're right. They do it all the time. As y'all see, like when I do my streams, I took my pistol braces off because I need to be in compliance with the ATF, even though it's authoritarian. They don't have the right to do what they're doing. It looks like it's on the path to get overturned. And not only the pistol brace situation, but the NFA period looks like it might be overturned soon, where the ATF don't even have the right to tell you can't make a short barrel rifle. So I hope that shit go the way we want it to go. But he's right. It makes criminals out of thin air. right? Like, you know, what if like a magazine ban go through that I don't know about? Next thing I know, I got a 30 rounder in the house that I done forgot was there or whatever. Next thing you know, now I'm a felon. You know what I mean? Like that shit is just not, it's not fair to the law abiding citizens. You know, Saw says we should have never gotten rid of the asylums. Yeah, the nut houses should have never went by the wayside. DNW says only matter to those law abiding citizens. That's it. That's it. Emmanuel says no gun can do the long term damage that political lobbyists do. That's facts. That's facts. No gun can do the long term damage that big pharma does. Yeah, yeah. But see, this is why they want to get rid of guns, y'all. You know why? Because the Second Amendment protects the rest of the fucking Constitution. Every right in the Bill of Rights in the Constitution is protected by the Second Amendment. If the Second Amendment goes by the wayside, you might as well throw the Constitution in the trash because it ain't worth nothing but some toilet paper at that point. Right? You get rid of the Second Amendment and they pass a law saying that you can't say certain things or you'll be jailed. That you don't have the, the federal government has the right to search and seize your shit as they see fit, and you have no recourse. What the fuck you gonna do? Throw a rock? You gonna get some slingshots? They can't enact all this authoritarian bullshit. They can't enact all this authoritarian bullshit if everybody, if people are willing to stand up and fight, and people got guns. Look at what happened in was it Argentina that fucking that went into a failed state. You know what I mean? They had no food. They down eating pigeons and rats and shit. What's his name? Maduro or whatever his name was.
Yeah, I'm not
They
sure,
didn't
but
have
yeah,
no
I understand what you're saying.
they didn't have no recourse down there. All their guns got taken away from them. Justin Trudeau, they banned semi-automatic handguns in Canada. They banned semi-automatic handguns in Canada. And Joe Nicholslick tried to follow suit. Remember, he was talking about the 9mm that blows the lung
Hey,
out.
boy, get up.
And I just laughed because but he talking about get a shotgun. I guarantee I can blow your ribcage out your back with a shotgun. But you worried about the 9mm, but they're not worried about the 9mm. They worried about the fact that they're so readily available here in the United States, and they want to make sure that they can start slowly and methodically taking away certain parts of the gun to where as though you don't have nothing but a single shot fucking Derringer. They want motherfuckers that they gonna make me have a fucking musket pistol or whatever. Walking around this bitch like D'Artagnan.
Like we were saying, the dueling pistols, huh?
Yeah,
We
I
go back
remember
to
dueling
duels.
pistol.
I
Shit, I
challenge
remember.
thee, sir, to a duel. Throw down your gauntlet.
Walk around this bitch with a peacemaker, right? Like that's what they want, and then eventually nothing, and then guess what? They can enact all the authoritarian rules because it'll be nobody to buck the system. See, the founding fathers of the United States knew that they themselves eventually, or the powers that be themselves eventually will become, could have the potential to become uh, tyrants, right? They had the potential to become tyrants because they just got finished fighting away from a tyrannical system. And should that ever happen, the people should have the right to some recourse, right? See, me personally, when I say it all the time, right, is that if the military got it, I should be able to have it too. If the police got that shit, I should be able to have that shit too. And that's the thing that don't make sense, right? Because it'll be the same people, right? Like John Stewart. It'll be the same people like Don Lemon, right? Who start crying about black people getting shot down in the streets, or we getting hunted and all this other shit, right? The police are the biggest terrorist organization in the United States. All this bullshit gaslighting they say. But they be the same people that want to lead a monopoly on power to the police. They the same people that want to leave the monopoly on power to the military. What's the first thing they say when somebody say no? We got guns just in case we need to fight ourselves away from a tyrannical government. What they say? Well, the military got nukes and they got fighter jets and they got this and they got that. I'm like, you making my point now. You making my point now. So now you made more of a point saying, okay, well then I should be able to have a fucking jet. I should be able to have a tank. I should be able to have a bazooka and grenade launchers and all that other shit. If the police got it and the military got it, we should be able to have it too. Period. Not to mention the AR started off as a civilian rifle. The military adopted it. When Stoner made the AR, it was for civilian use. And then the military adopted that shit. We got Just Josh in the building. What's the deal? Happy you stopping by again, bro. Like I said, guys, if y'all ain't subscribed to Just Josh, man, go over to his channel. Emmanuel says we have failed states. We have failed states around the world. South Africa is in chaos. We should have gun training in schools. I 100% agree. Now, I said this to somebody, right? They said, well, how do you do that? So now you want to have live ammunition and guns around kids? Like, no. Fucking airsoft guns. Airsoft guns, they operate and they function just like a real pistol. You get some fucking airsoft guns. There you go. Now you done taught these, now you have gun training in school. Like there are ways to do it. They got cert guns. There are ways to do it. But yeah, I mean, apparently it was they had gun training in schools back in the day. Hell, the state of Maryland, you can get your hunter safety license at like 7. And all the hunter safety course is a gun safety course. So if that's the case, then why can't kids learn how to learn good gun etiquette in school? Right? Could you imagine if they taught kids how to have good gun etiquette in school? How many adolescent shootings would happen as far as kids shooting themselves by mistake? Like case in point, my kids, right? I thought my homeboy was crazy. I thought my homeboy was nuts. He was like, "Hey, yo," I was like, "How you keep your kids from like getting to your guns?" He said, "First, I got a safe." Right. This is when I first started getting into things, and then he was like, "Second, when I buy something, I let them hold the shit. I let them play with it and all this other shit." I was like, "Yo, you crazy?" He's like, "No, yo." He said, "What happens is that he said what happens is that once you let the kid hold the gun and like play with it and shit, and you explain to them the dangers behind it." He said it takes the mystery away from the shit, and they don't give a fuck no more. Right? I could leave my gun. I don't, guys. I could leave my gun on my kitchen table right now, and neither one of my children will bother it at all because I took the stigma away from it. I took the mystery out of it. Right? They know what it is. They know what it's used for, and they know what it can do. Right? I could be in the basement cleaning my guns right after going to the range. My son, he'll be like, "Are you cleaning your guns, Daddy?" Yeah, and then he goes on about his business. He goes and play, I don't know, Madden or whatever he feel like doing. Like, I think that's a good idea. You need to teach your kids at an early age, the dangers and how to safely operate a firearm. Right. Now, as far as like gun crime goes, you need to be a little less stringent and gung ho on the gun control and start enforcing your laws on the books. Right. Most of the time here, when somebody get killed in Baltimore and you look at the person who did it, that rap sheet is like 15, 16 pages long. But this, no, this is my Bob Ross, right? I had my tattoo artist. He did a whole Bob Ross on my arm. It's not done yet. I got a lot more to go, but it's like the wilderness and trees. Happy Little Trees and shit like that. Anybody familiar with Bob Ross? You know what I mean? But that's the thing. Stop being so gung ho on gun control and enforce the laws on the books. Every time you hear about somebody getting shot here in Baltimore, the rap sheet like 17 pages long. They should have been locked up 16 pages ago. But they kept getting chance after chance after chance until they did the ultimate act of killing somebody. Now, oh my God, I can't believe this happened. There's so much gun crime. Now, how about when you catch the motherfucker with the gun and they did some shit like a robbery or they did some shit like shoot the shit off in the neighborhood? You prosecute them. Like right now, the Supermax prison is like a block from where I'm at. On the side of that bitch, it say Project Exile. Pick up a gun, pick a room. Or drop the gun or pick a room. They don't, it's supposed, you're supposed to get 5 years off rip for having an illegal gun. Period. Full stop. You got an illegal gun, you got a gun you ain't supposed to have? 5 years. 5 years. They don't enforce that shit. You're letting people go. Yeah, Emmanuel Bob Ross been dead for a minute, bro. But yeah, so like but that's what
They
you
got
need
a
to do,
they got a
Chicago.
Matthew McConaughey movie coming out about
Uh
Bob Ross. Did you see it?
oh word? No, I ain't know that.
He's playing the part of Bob Ross in a new movie. I don't
Yeah,
know
I
what
used
it's
to
called
try
though.
so hard. I used to try so hard to do them painting, Joe. And I
Oh, you
used to get
did? You try to
frustrated because
copy the technique?
I fucking suck at like drawing and shit like that. Yeah, Bob Ross been gone for a minute, bro. But his show still come on though. His show still come on. I used to turn that shit on. So my son used to trip out, and I used to turn Bob Ross on, and he would just get quiet and be watching. And then next thing you know, he out. He knocked the hell out watching Bob Ross. Ricky B says youth shooting competitions are good examples of kids displaying responsible gun handling. If they taught gun
It's
safety
hot
in
in here.
schools, it would definitely work. I agree.
Getting ready.
I agree. Tyler Durden, what's up? He says, facts cannon. I inherited a bunch of pistols when my dad passed, and I still haven't fired them. It's probably just dumb respect. But they were my dad's. I feel you on that. Sauce says, rip the legend Bob Ross. Yeah. But yeah, yo, it's it's gun control is just people control. Gun control is just a way for the authoritarians to have more control over you because you have no recourse, right? You have no recourse for any of their policies and rules that they want to enact. That's just what it is. That's why you see the ATF doing all this shit they're not supposed to do. You know why? Because Joe Biden put in his man that he wanted in there to pass some shit. The ATF, they not lawmakers, they're not legislators, they're just law enforcers. But they trying to make legislation. Damn, I thought Dick Van Dyke was there too.
No, Dick Van
I don't
Dyke
know.
alive and well. He just had those. He just had a couple speeches. So he's on his YouTube channel. He was just on the Masked Singer doing some singing and dancing. Uh,
Damn, I thought Dick Van
when
Dyke did.
he was in his 80s, he married a 40-something-year-old woman,
Damn.
and now she in her 60s or whatever. I don't know, but yeah, he's been up there for a minute, and he's still doing his thing. Clint Eastwood's still doing his thing. I
Yeah.
think he's got another movie coming on the way. You
Yeah,
know,
Dick Van Dyke 97, 97. Who was his wife? It was
Bob
his wife
Barker
Mary Tyler Moore in this show?
in the
In his
TV
show, what?
show. Rob,
Mary
he
Tyler
was
Moore
Rob, yeah, Rob Petrie. In the Dick Van Dyke series, Mary Tyler Moore.
was his wife, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he was
I used to
writing
watch Dick Van
he
Dyke all
was
the
writing a
time, yo.
comedy show for Carl Reiner, the father of Rob Reiner, right?
Okay.
When
Yeah, I used
the
to watch the
first
Dick Van
pilot
Dyke
the
show all
first
the time.
pilot of that show actually was Carl Reiner in the part of Rob Petrie, but they
Oh,
switched it
word?
up to Dick Van Dyke coming through. Dick Van Dyke used to work at a radio station, and he was real popular there. And his brother went into show business too. Jerry Van Dyke.
Oh, well, I do remember that name. But yeah, I used to watch. Yo, Nick at Night was the joint, y'all. So I used to watch Mary Tyler Moore. I used to watch Dick Van Dyke. I used to watch Mork and Mindy. Um, what else used to come on there? Bob
Mr.
Newhart. I used to watch,
Mr.
I used to
Ed,
watch Bob Newhart.
Mr. Ed, My Three Sons, Donna Reed Show, Leave It to Beaver, Hazel.
Yeah, I watch Mr. Ed sometimes. Um, for some reason, I used to like Andy Griffin.
You liked Andy Griffith? Oh,
Yeah, for
I
some reason,
watched
I don't
all
know
those
why.
episodes and I didn't care for none of them. My grandmother liked them though, but my show became Twilight Zone and Outer Limits. I like those ones a lot.
Man, you will say I'm the youngest old man he know. I ain't that young, yo. I'm about to be 40 and like I'm about to turn 39 this year. I'm almost 40.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong
But yeah,
with
I'm still too old. I'm still too young to be watching this shit. Cause I lied to you not, yo. When I broke my foot the first time, my right foot, I sat in the house and watched like a whole season of Murder She Wrote. That was
Oh,
my
that's a
shit.
good series. Angela Lansbury. Remember when I showed
Yeah,
you that Angela Lansbury workout video?
yeah. Angela Lansbury was thirst trapping.
She was what was she doing? Slowly rubbing lotion on herself and taking slow baths and everything with little little slow music going. Do 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 do. I was like, oh, Angela Lansbury, huh?
Angela Lansbury was at that thirst trap her tall ass. I thought she was some little old lady. She was like 5'8". It's
She
like,
was
God
well,
damn.
she was a singer and a showgirl back in the 20s and 30s. You know, Lucille Ball started out the same way, basically. Well, but yeah, back in the 40s, Lucille Ball was a showgirl too, singer, dancer before they
We got
became
Kay in the
actors.
building. What's up, Kay? She gonna say I'm a youngster. Yeah, I guess I guess. But like I'm still I don't know. I feel old every day. Like y'all be seeing me yawning at night. I be trying I be wanting to do like late night like gaming streams, but then I just go to sleep. I'm an old ass man. I'm an old young man, like Emmanuel said. DMW says he loved Coach. Yo, Coach was good. Major Dad. Y'all remember Major Dad? Major Dad was my joint too.
Mr. Belvedere.
I remember Mr. Belvedere. Different Strokes. That was my joint.
I watched
There was a lot of shows.
Three's Company. Three's Company. I watched that all the time. That was hilarious. I still try to watch some
Yeah.
of it sometimes. Three's Company, Three's a Crowd, Too
So
Close for
was
Comfort.
so Three's Company, right? Was he supposed to be busting both of them, or was he supposed to be like the
Nah, he
gay
was just
roommate?
nah. He was just a platonic. He was just a platonic friend for them both while he was dating. So for originally for Mr. Roper, he
Uh,
told Mr. Roper that he was fruity so that he could stay in that place because it was not supposed to be any cohabitation between male and female. Originally in the series, the original series was based on a UK series that ran from 76 to 79, I believe, and then also spawned a show called The Empty Nest, I believe, or something along those lines. That was the Three's a Crowd series that started in the UK, but they brought it over to the American audiences back in 19, I think it was 76 or 77 or something like that, and shows were still running in the UK at the time, kind of like
Emmanuel
what
said
they
the
did with The Office.
okay.
It was
Emmanuel said the
popular over there.
Pogs. Emmanuel said the Pogs of white of black and white cinema. Saw says Pam Grier still got him in the chokehold. She still look good for her age, yo.
Oh, Foxy Brown,
Uh, he
Coffee,
gonna
and all that.
he gonna say Cannon hurt himself doing the electric slide. We getting old. It's damn close. I was at a dance with my daughter and we was doing some dancing and next thing I know, pow, fucking foot broke. God damn. K said, remember Amen? Yo, Amen was my joint.
227.
Oh yeah. 227. But
Jack
Amen was my
A.
shit. I can't even sing the song, but that was my joint. That's one of the best intros in TV back in the day.
Oh,
Amen.
where
The Amen
he
intro.
was he was full of energy running down that street, wasn't
Yeah,
he?
he
He
doing
did
that
the
thing and
hopscotch too.
he started double dutching and shit. Yeah, there was a double dutch hopscotch. I might have been
Yeah, yeah, I
both.
thought he did both. Yeah, hopscotch, double dutch down the street with the little kids, and he came in. I mean, they loved their pastor. That was a good series. See,
He
they
was the
used to
deacon. He was the deacon.
Deacon. Yeah, they used to put out
Deacon Fry.
quality programming back in the day because um, back in those days, people would get upset if you put out some old nonsense with propaganda in it, and they would go
Yeah.
head to the studio and start picketing And the studios were scared of that and stuff like that. That was the old school people. But via conditioning over the years,
Hmm.
we've gotten more and more used to just sit back and just, hey, just let it slide, just let it slide, just
Yep.
let it slide until we're we're to the point where we're coming off the cliff and we're we're flying over that cliff now.
Yeah.
We let them push us so close to the cliff that we're over that cliff now.
Mm. Robert Banks says, I like Trump, but he made some bad moves and comments on the 2A that I can't agree with. But the judges and Supreme Court judges he appointed are really key in our current fight. Yeah. Yeah. He did the whole take guns first and then due process second. That shit was like, nah, Trump, you fucking up on that, bro. And the whole bump stock shit, he fucked up on that too.
You know what? The wildest take that I heard from Donnie T. Did you hear it when uh, he said he would look into criminal punishment when they reverse? Because he said this a long time ago. He said we're going
Mm.
to reverse Roe versus Wade, and we'll look into criminal punishment for the women that that carried it out, especially on late term stuff. They might be facing life imprisonment. Did you see him when he made those comments? Do you
No, I ain't
recall
never
that?
see those. I don't remember. I don't
What's
remember those
funny is I
comments.
was sitting there watching it and the news media was listening to it, but it was like the news media was, you know how they attack him on everything, right?
Yeah.
You would have figured they would have ran with that, but when he said
Uh,
those comments, it was like predictive too. It was predictive at the same time. So when he said those comments, they just let it slide, and that I thought was the most inconceivable thing that I had ever seen him state. This was when he was in 2016 when he was running,
that's
and they
interesting.
said, "What would you do about Roe versus Wade?" And he said, "Well, we're going to overturn it, and then we might be looking into punishing those that carried out the late terms, and they might face criminal punishment, including up to jail time, maybe life in prison." I was like, "Dang, what? That's
Jesus, that's
wild!"
that's a bit harsh.
But he
See,
was
like with
on
me
it.
on the road, like me on the Roe versus Wade shit, I'm like, yo, I for whatever me and my wife decide. All right. When you go meet the creator at the end, you got to answer to that shit. I don't think politics have anything to do with it. Like me personally, I don't agree with the shit. You know what I mean? I think a lot of women use that shit as a form of birth control versus just getting fucking birth control. You know what I mean? But I'm like, I don't think the government should be in that. That's just me. Yeah. Tyler says Rock was a great show. Yeah, Rock was the shit, and then they was the first show to go live. Remember that they used to go live in front of the like live on
In
TV,
the
not like
90s.
live in front of a studio audience. Yeah, they went live, like broadcasting live. Like if they fucked up on camera, they just had to keep it moving. Rock was the shit.
They had like, and that was in taking place in Baltimore, wasn't it? Or was it PA?
No, I was here in
Was it
Baltimore.
Pennsylvania? It was
No,
Baltimore,
it was
right?
Baltimore. Yeah,
Yeah, it was Baltimore. That's right. And he had like 5 different pictures of Malcolm on the walls. They didn't have any
yeah.
pictures of their family, but every time they walked by, you saw Malcolm. That show was one of those conscientious pick shows back in the day.
Yeah, Rock was the shit, yo. He was like a garbage man, but he did good. He did well for us. Like he didn't have some like extravagant job. He was a trash man, and but he had a great life. He had like good strong family values. We ain't got shows like that no more. Emmanuel Presley over here, he over here, he reminiscing on all these women. He talk about Lisa Bonet 55 and don't look a day over 32. He talk about J Lo going to look good in her 60s. Some guy, what's up? He says Donnie T wants to roll hard on people who use drugs as well. Yeah, he do. He want to go super hard on that. That shit is crazy. That's ex post facto. You can't punish people for what they did before the law was passed. Yeah, there's what they call it, like retroactive or whatever it is. They can't make it retroactive. Sade still look good too. Y'all look at y'all in here up there simping for J Lo and Sade and Lisa Bonet. The episode when Rock stepped into the drug deal, stepped to the what was that? The episode where Rock stepped to the drug dealer that moved in was classic. Yo, it was a great fucking show, yo. Like that was a show where the family used to get together and sit down and watch it together on was it Sunday or Monday night on Fox? I can't remember, but that shit was dope. I want to say it was Monday nights on Fox.
Inside is asking if you read his super chat. Is it the $15 one?
You talking about the $15 super chat insight?
Or was it something else?
I saw the $15 super chat. I read that one. I was saying I needed a Don DeMarco for, but I ain't see nothing else come through. Huh. Let me see. The only other thing I seen was I was stationed in Alaska. Bob was too. That is where he started painting while in the Air Force. He was in the Air Force. Bob Parsons in the Air Force?
Yeah,
I didn't know
originally.
that shit. Damn.
Can you picture Matthew McConaughey as Bob Ross?
I can
You're gonna have to watch the
because
trailer.
like Bob Ross didn't have no Southern twang, but he talks slow like how Matthew McConaughey. Matthew McConaughey talked like he's still in the movie Dazed and Confused. One thing about all these girls, these high school girls, I get
Was it Luke
older,
Wilson? You know what? I
but
confused the two of
they
them.
stay the same age.
Maybe it wasn't Matthew McConaughey. Maybe it's Luke Wilson playing it. I could be confused on it because they both the same
Luke Wilson.
person.
Now, Luke Wilson, I can also see it.
Is it Luke Wilson? Is his name?
I can also
That
see
guy
Luke
with
Wilson
the guy
doing it.
with the nose or whatever.
Oh, that's his brother's Luke Wilson. He was the one that was in Idiocracy. You talking about
Cause they
God
were in
damn.
so many of the same movies. I get them two characters
Yeah.
mixed up.
Yeah. I can't remember yeah, I know you're talking about
Hmm. Owen Wilson.
though.
Maybe it's Owen
Owen
Wilson that's
Wilson.
playing Bob
Yeah.
Ross. Maybe.
Oh yeah, yo, New York Undercover was the show. That show was dope, especially the final episodes of New York Undercover. That shit went hard. That shit went crazy. And then they tried to do that dumbass spinoff. The spinoff was terrible.
You know this one?
That spinoff was terrible because it had Tommy from Martin, and
Was he good in it?
and it was. I was like, everybody was like, I remember people in school used to be like, oh, I guess we found out what Tommy do for a living.
Well, he passed away though.
Yeah, he passed away. Yeah, I think he
Yeah.
died during the pandemic for real. I forgot why though. No, he
During the
died before the
pandemic.
pandemic. He died before the
Prior.
pandemic. He died before the pandemic.
Did you see all these NFL people? I know it was on Twitter. NFL people attacking different people, sports celebrities attacking different people. It's been
No,
on
I ain't see that.
like you said, some rappers attack people. Jay Morant, the NBA player, said he
Yeah.
flashed a piece at a
Oh shit.
17-year-old fan, and then some other NFL player slapped someone, and then what's
Oh
his
shit.
name beat his woman or his ex woman, whatever.
Damn.
They've been wild. Everyone's been wilding out. Oh, and they're
What
looking
the
for
fuck?
what's his name too? Kodak Black. I think they were looking for him, and they're looking for two other famous rappers.
Yo, shit getting
Oh,
crazy.
and Travis Scott is under. He punched some speakers and slapped the DJ or something like that. I don't know.
Oh my
You
god.
would think that everyone would just be. You have that much money, just chill.
Yeah, you
There's
would think.
lawsuits,
I
like
would.
you can see, right? You can see
That's
everyone else
crazy.
catching these lawsuits, catching these court cases. Just chill. Goodness,
That's
relax.
crazy. That's crazy. Damn. I ain't hear about none of that shit. Kodak and rehab. Mm, that's crazy. Yeah, they gotta chill
John
out.
Morant.
I wouldn't want. I wouldn't want to
John
have
Morant
all
is a
them
big
lawsuits.
John Moran is a big name for the NBA too. He's like up there with Luca and all them people.
Mm,
I was watching Luca play the other night with the Dallas or whatever. He was balling.
mm,
I hadn't seen him play like that. He's got some skills. Kyrie, I don't know what's going on with him. He was fumbling every
man,
time I saw him.
I don't know. Shit getting crazy, yo. We in some strange times right now. But like I said, guys, prepare, y'all. I don't know what's happening. Who knows, right? They did say that yeah, I mean, it's these. I'm gonna just say it's alleged that I'm gonna just say it's alleged that the Yamin got some nano machines in it, some nanotech. They
Let's get
fuck
to the
around now.
head.
Yeah, you fuck around and be you are a fucking antenna for real. What up, Cassius
Oh,
Cam in the building? You're an
I
antenna
like
for real now. They gonna fucking remote access your fucking treadstone now.
yeah, Luke. Oh, Emmanuel said Luca's crazy good. Shout out to
Mm.
who was that? Mac McClung won the. They only paid Mac McClung $100,000 for his whole career so far,
What?
and he won
Oh
the
my
dunk
God.
championship too. Won the dunk contest, right? Mac McClung is only, and they keep benching him and stuff, but he can really ball. Remember, I was watching him on Ball Is Life, and he was beating the heck out of those high school teams and those college teams he was playing against, right? When he played for
Damn.
Duke and all them other places, he could really ball pretty good. But they keep benching him and not letting him, come out there. And they only gave him $100,000 for this entire, I don't know, what is it, 3, 4 years so far that he's been playing. I think he
Really?
started in 2021 or something like that when he went to the
That's
NBA.
crazy.
He's not getting any
That's
cash.
crazy.
He need to go join
That's
the
crazy.
Jake Paul Fighting League or something. PFL, get some money.
Jeez. So I say motherfucker slept on Mac McClung. That boy can hoop. Emmanuel says, well, something that people don't want to talk about is that your boy Dr. Faustian uh, uh, vacation gave everyone some level of brain damage.
Is
Anything
that
that
right?
affects your taste and smell is affecting your brain
Is
function.
Well, think about too. Some people might have been affected, not even if they took it though, right? But if they stayed inside all the time, that things like cabin fever, paranoia, different mental causations of being around, like if you have like different strange pets in your house, or if you're allergic to cat litter, all that kind of stuff, right? All that stuff could have affected people too. Just being locked up indoors all the time and
Oh, that
breathing in,
definitely made people go stir crazy. But I
yeah,
think what
stir
Emmanuel was
crazy.
saying is that the yamin is causing some kind of chemical imbalance in the brain.
No, I got you. I got you. I follow. Yeah, that's
You know what I mean? The virus could have permanently altered people's mental state. Yeah, like for example, right, my cousin, right,
grandma's trying to
when
call.
he had the base, he said it was so bad that he couldn't remember his name. Like he
Really?
knew what his name was, but he couldn't say it. So like when he
Mm.
went to the hospital and they was asking him for information, he said he in his brain he knew it, but he couldn't translate the shit to words. And to this day, he said that. So he was like 450 pounds, right? Almost 500 pounds. He down about 320. And he said the reason why he lost so much is not because he tried to lose weight. He said it because he never got his taste back. Food don't taste. He can't taste food, so he don't be wanting to eat.
Man, I'm glad my taste buds came back. I thought I was
There you
gonna have to
go.
take the castor oil. Man, that was terrible. All you could taste was texture. Like you couldn't smell it. You couldn't smell the
Mm,
food. You couldn't taste the food. Texture though, like you could tell, like okay, this is sweet or this is salty, but you couldn't taste it. You could like eggs, bacon, whatever you had. When I was doing eating breakfast, eating some
mm,
strawberries, whatever I had, I was like, oh my goodness, there's no taste.
yeah.
There's like this awareness of sweetness or sourness, but there's no taste to it, and then there's no smell. Like you hold up
Mm.
milk to you, you want to smell the milk. Is the milk fresh? I'm about to pour this on some cereal. What does this cocoa puff smell like? And you can't smell it and you can't taste
Yeah.
it. It's terrible.
Because like when I realized I only lost my smell. When I realized it, right, is when I was in the shower and I was washing and I couldn't smell my soap.
You got
And
the
I was like, oh
squash stuff, or you
shit.
got the or
Yeah,
you got the gel.
I got the Dr. Squatch. I'm dead ass. I ordered Dr.
See,
Squatch. I love it.
see,
It's expensive and one bar only lasts you a week.
yeah.
One bar only lasts you a week, but it's well worth it. I love Dr. Squatch. I use Dr. Squatch and I use Duke Cannon. I use Dr. Squatch and Duke Cannon. I'm about to hit them up, tell them I need an endorsement. Just pay me in soap.
My canon Hotep intuition is on point.
Yeah, Dr. Squatch and Duke Cannon. That's what I use. I love that shit. But
Nice.
yeah, I couldn't smell. I was happy I didn't lose my taste though.
Yeah, that's good. That
My
that
father
stinks
lost
though.
both, but he got it back in like 3 weeks. So I got my smell back in like I think like it took like a little over 30 days.
I think
Yeah,
yeah, mine
Dr.
was like a
Squatch is
week and
good,
a half.
yo.
I think I got mine back in a week and a half. I remember Cassius Cam was in here. He was like, oh, I couldn't live without that.
Yo, man, you're gonna say Cannon call me bougie, but he take $20 showers. Yo, it don't got none of that bullshit in it, yo. It's that I like yo, Dr. Squatch. And then on Amazon, you get a package deal. So that's what I be doing. Matter of fact, I need to order me something today. I ran out. I got my Duke Cannon. The Duke Cannon, I use like the bourbon smelling ones, like bourbon and leather or some shit like that. So, but yeah. Anyway,
I just
all
use
right, guys.
Barbasol. Good.
Barbasol. Oh, I use Manscaped too. I use Manscaped too. I use Manscaped. I use their crop preserver, especially in the summertime. Gotta keep your balls fresh. They got a spray.
Here we go.
You can refresh it. You know what I mean? Especially when you're a big guy, you're a heavy guy. You gotta keep all that shit fresh, bro.
The TMI. Man, hold up.
I'm just saying.
Pause.
I mean, I'm talking about 300 pounds. I'm 300 pounds, yo. 300 pounds. I'm a big dude. So, we sweat a lot. Big guys sweat a lot. So you gotta stay fresh.
Emmanuel said Cannon after dark at noon. I knew Emmanuel was gonna come for you.
Oh man, y'all tripping. Anyway, y'all, I gotta get back to the grind. I gotta run over to another district and get some shit done. If you're new, hit that like, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification icon, and it'll let you know, or supposed to let you know when I got new content coming out. Please share this stream. Let people know we was live. If you're catching the replay, leave a comment. Help me with this algorithm. The more comments you leave, the better I do. Also, if you want to donate to the Cannon Hotep 300 Blackout Fund, $ Cannon Hotep on Cash App. There's $ Cannon Hotep on Cash App. Leave a tip in the tip jar. Join the A1 Army if you can. Every little bit of that you guys give go back into the channel. Anyway, plus, on Tuesdays I want to be able to hit Jay off with a few bucks. So, don't be takers, guys. Don't be takers. Anyway, until next time, it's Cannon Hotep saying be safe, stay well, stay strapped, don't miss. I'll holler at y'all. All right, Jay.
Peace. All right, later.